Hello and welcome to the WIHS Journal, Public Affairs from 104.9. I'm Paul Kretschmer. Recently, a baker in Middletown was highlighted on the front page of the Middletown Press. Jessica Hall has taken something she's enjoyed doing her entire life and built what could be called a cottage business out of it. Here's the rest of my conversation with Jessica Hall for today's WIHS Journal.
So I actually had a really positive experience. I had done so much research that I felt that when I filled out all the forms, I said, this is the best that I can do. They did ask for quite a bit of information from me, what I planned to make. I had to agree to certain standards and things like that. But I didn't think it would. To be honest with you, I almost thought I must have done something wrong because it wasn't that difficult. On the other hand, the waiting was really what got me. And I was waiting I didn't know if they were going to send me a letter in the mail or an email. And my husband and I had gone to visit friends in Portland, Maine earlier in January. And we were sitting at lunch the day that we arrived. And the email came through on my phone. And I said, I can't even look at it because either it's going to make my weekend or kill my weekend. And so he read it for me and he goes, you got it. So that part was great. There is a lot of, everything's done online. So that's kind of nice that I don't have to sit there with paper and pencil and try to figure all the math out. It's sort of done for you. But there is a level of, you have to put time aside for it. You have to know your deadlines. The state, having worked for the state of Connecticut, I can definitely say that they really try their best. It's just there's so many people trying to access at the same time. So it has been, for the first couple months, it's been pretty good with me.
You live here in Middletown.
Yes.
Is Middletown a cake and goodies type of town?
It is, and we are so lucky, and I say this all the time, to be in an area where you can kind of, whatever you want, it's there and it's really good. You can get, Italian food, you can get Thai food, you can get really anything. And we are very fortunate to have a thriving baking community. We have plenty of people just on Main Street who do commercial things and food trucks and all of that kind of thing. And I love that. I love that a lot of it particularly run by women. So I think that having women in business is really amazing, and to be supportive of each other is really great. So Middletown is a good place if you are looking for baked goods. And we all do it a little bit differently too, which is great. So there's room for cupcakes, there's room for cookies, there's room for, I do really specialty fresh florals on my cakes. So there's something for everyone.
Okay, does that include wedding cakes then too?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, Middletown is almost unique, means one of a kind, so it's not really fair to say very unique or sort of unique. But in any case, Main Street in Middletown, it really is a destination for exactly that reason, and as far as the eating side of life.
It really is. And my husband and I say it all the time. We actually have a project going on right now where we're making a list of all the places that we want to eat in Connecticut. And I think Connecticut, too, we're very lucky that you really, it's not like being in some parts of like the Midwest where you really don't have the options that we do in Middletown, in particular, in Connecticut, in New England. So we're making a list of all the places that we want to go. And actually, Food of Connecticut, which is a social media blog, Allison and her husband, Colton, actually, we got in touch over the last couple days, and they have really helped us make our list bigger and bigger. And they do some really great food blogging.
Yeah. In terms of where you think this is going,
yeah,
on a business level and so on, do you have dreams and aspirations, or are you keeping those under your hat so that you don't disappoint people or surprise people if things don't go maybe the way you'd like them to?
I think my biggest dream I really never expected to say, yes, I am a baker and cake decorator, and that is my profession. So to me, this is a dream come true. This is a dream come true just sitting in a radio station right now and having people ask me about this. But yeah, I'm not sure yet. So I'm not going to give anything away. But what I would like is to have a longer term, like a book out. So right now I ask for, say, 2 weeks notice, which is pretty standard, I would say, for custom work these days.
Yeah.
I have been known to do a very fast turnaround if I can. I love to help people. So if you come to me and I sold my dad's birthday cake last year.
You did, huh?
I did. Somebody came to me and said, my daughter's birthday is tomorrow. Please, do you have anything? And I was like, actually, I have my father's birthday cake. I can redesign it real quick for you if you don't mind that it's this. And he was actually really thrilled because I remade his, and he was happy that I could help someone out. But I think for me on the business end, I would like to say, I am 2 months out now, mostly because it's a little bit more secure in, looking just from the financial perspective. That would be really great. I have to say I had a fantastic January, February, as opposed to last year. Like things went really, really well. I had a wonderful Super Bowl weekend, Valentine's Day, which anybody in the baking or florist world knows are like the big days of the year.
Gangbusters.
Yes, absolutely. And I am booking weekends in March. I have already had people ask for Memorial Day weekend. So I'm hoping that as things move forward, I will be booked out a little bit further.
Yeah, with what you just said in mind.
Yes.
Is quite a lot of your sales oriented toward things that are going on the weekends, or do people come in all through the week and say, I'd like this or I'd like that, but it's not necessarily a day when people might think ordinarily of something special for themselves? Sure.
I think I would say probably 75 to 80% is weekend oriented. Fridays and Saturdays, I think for the most part, Sundays a little bit. But I have had random 2-tier princess cakes go out on a Tuesday. And I think that's kind of great because I think people are celebrating not just with these, giant weekend parties, but they're taking the time to do something special for themselves and their families.
Yeah. With that in mind, then, what does that do to your work, the flow of your work? I would think if someone's going to have something for Saturday, let's say, how far before that can you reasonably make a cake, let's say, and have it be the way it should be, as opposed to doing it earlier in the week when maybe you've got more time, but it may not keep that well until it's actually consumed?
Well, I appreciate you saying it like that, because one of the things that I am most proud of is my freshness, the freshness of my products. And I bake no more than 48 hours in advance. So if you are getting a cake from me, whether it's a wedding cake or a birthday cake, it is as fresh as it can possibly be. I don't bake and freeze. Not that there's anything wrong with that, and I don't ever want to say that anybody who does that does it wrong. That's really the way that a lot of commercial bakeries have to. But freshness is a priority for me. So actually the cookies that are sitting on your desk right now were baked about 3 hours ago.
Oh my goodness.
So for me, I really, because I can do to order, I can arrange my schedule so that, yes, I know I am baking 48 hours in advance, and it's going out and it is going to be as fresh as possible. I have had cakes, incidentally, where somebody has asked if they can pick it up on a Friday, but they're not going to eat it until Sunday. And I will say, you'd be better off choosing a chocolate cake because chocolate is just going to stay moister and richer for a couple days. I have had, as a test, we've done practice cakes in the house and put them in the fridge in every different, half cut, full, uncut, and they've lasted for at least a week or more and been quite fresh. So I'm pretty proud of that.
Thank you very much for being with me on this occasion, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Paula. It's so nice to be here.
That concludes this 2-part series with baker Jessica Hall of Middletown, who was recently highlighted with photograph and article on the front page of the Middletown Press. For further information about what you heard on yesterday or today's broadcast, call us at 860-346-1049, 860-346-1049, or email us, office@wihsradio.org, office@wihsradio.org. The opinions expressed are those of the participants, not necessarily those of the staff or management of this station. I'm Paul Kretschmer on the WIHS Journal, Public Affairs from 104.9 WIHS.